Hey guys, it's been a long time since I've done a video of any of my tanks, so I thought for a first step I'd do one of the 65 gallon because the most has changed in this tank, I'd say. I guess I'll start with the bad news, and the bad news is that the rainbow shark died last week, which is really sad for me because I've had him for 8+ years, and so it was really sad to see him go because he was my favorite fish in this tank, and he's been in every tank I've had since I started the hobby. So he was one of the first fish that I got when I just had, just like a plain, basically bare tank with gravel at the bottom. So he's moved around a lot, and he's always been the main focal point in my tank for me. And so watching him go was really tough. But it was definitely just old age. He had been kind of in a downward spiral for about a month. He had been blind for a little while, and he just kind of started getting skinnier and skinnier, and his black wasn't as black, and his red wasn't as red, and then one day, just within a couple days, he died. So, so that's the bad news. This tank seems a little empty without him coming out from the depths every once in a while. I did get a baby rainbow shark to replace him, and I believe it is also another male. So he's very small. I'm hoping he comes out in this video, but since I put him in there a week ago, right after the other one died, he's been pretty secretive, but when he does come out, he's a beautiful coloration, really vibrant, which is nice to see because when I picked him up and first put him in there, he had torn fins and just was looking a little worse for wear, some missing scales, things like that. But he seems to have cleaned up nicely and is enjoying life in this tank. It's possible that the Congo tetras make him feel a little bit nervous because they're so big and boisterous, as you can see there. I just turned the light on, and I think they are pretty excited to start their day. These two are scrapping here. And the, as you can see, the dwarf rainbows really get in on the action. I'll see if I can get some good features of them. They're really getting some beautiful colors on them since I put them in this tank. You probably won't be able to see it like you can in person, but their fins are quite red, and the blue is very blue, so it's really pleasing to the eye in a tank that's mostly full of green. So I've been, not a whole lot has changed as far as the scape in this tank lately. The crypts, like I've mentioned before in my last couple videos, are growing out of control. I can barely keep up with them. I'm constantly pulling, and there's something about the conditions in this tank that they really seem to love above and beyond what the other plants love. This one over here in this corner is also just exploding. So the wheels have been turning, and I thought that it's maybe time to do some rescaping of this tank. And I was kind of throwing some ideas around with myself of possibly removing this giant clump of Anibias. These plants here in this group used to be my favorite in the tank, but since getting the Congo tetras, they've really taken a turn for the worse. I know you can't see well on here, but every single leaf has been at least half eaten, if not completely eaten, by the Congo tetras. I don't know what it is about this plant that they like so much, because they don't touch the other plants, even though they have softer leaves and would be easier to eat. A possible reason might be because the Congo tetras are from the Congo River, and so are Anibias plants, so it's possible that it's just kind of hardwired in them to enjoy eating those. But anyway, what's ended up happening is that it's just gotten to be a really unhealthy little group of plants in here, and since they're not growing well, the algae is, covering them, and any attempts I've made to remove the eaten leaves or the leaves that are covered with algae just haven't been able to help the plant bounce back at all. So, as much as I hate to see it go, I think that it might be time to take out that clump there and put something else in. And I had a thought that I would remove that and clear a path to the back of the tank there. So take out this Bacopa here in the middle, and maybe let the crypts fill in that area, so it's more of a kind of, it's not so half and half. So the crypts will kind of continue on to the left there and then dip into the back. So if you guys think that would look nice, or that's a good idea, you should let me know down in the comments, or if you have any other ideas on what I should put in that space. Keeping in mind that this tank is relatively low tech, so anything like Hygrophila or Glosso or anything like that just will not grow in here. So any kind of low-lying medium to low-tech plants you think that would look nice in there, just let me know. I'd love to hear your suggestions on that. But yeah, that's mostly all that's new. I've been making an effort to keep this tank a little bit more trimmed down, as you can see with the Rotala and the Bacopa. And I used to like to let them grow really long and fill in to have the tank look more full, but I find that keeping them trimmed down is making them healthier and also making the tank look bigger. Also, for the fish's sake, I have a lot of fish in here who are really active swimmers, like the Congo tetras and the dwarf rainbows, so they really appreciate having the extra open water space to do their thing. So yeah, that's all that's new. So it's not much of an update, but I thought I would just do a video, and I might just do a few close-ups of some of the fish so you guys can see how they're doing. But thanks for watching, guys. Here's the rainbow shark. Isn't he small? It's hard to tell with the scale, but I mean, he's got to be maybe an inch long. Maybe. He's very cute. And having my other one be like 6 or 7 inches long, or however long he was. And it's pretty neat to see this miniature copy of him in this tank. And you can see he's doing really well. Nice healthy coloration. It's active. All the tears in his fin have healed. And yeah, I'm just keeping a close eye on him, and I'm trying to make him, trying to give him the best home possible so he can grow up, and I can hopefully have him for another 8 years like I had the original rainbow shark.